Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And over the next few weeks/months, I'm going to be playing the best tank destroyers every Wednesday on the channel. So let's start at tier 5 and see exactly what the best tier 5 tank destroyer in the game is. Well, if we look at raw win ratio, it's the SU-100I. But remember, win ratio difference is a very important statistic because it also factors in how well the players are playing, and depending on how good they are at the game. And we see that the M10 RBFM is over 0.5% ahead of the SU-100I. And oh my word, the M10 RBFM is a very popular tank. So why don't we try and find out why this French tank destroyer is so popular and whether it's actually good at the game. So the M10 RBFM was actually given out for free to players who completed a mission marathon, and this was a long time ago. So maybe there's just a lot of people who still have it that are actually grinding it as to why it's popular. But also, I think it's popular because it's a turreted tank destroyer at tier 5, and that is incredibly popular of a class to play. Everybody loves their turreted tank destroyers. They're so convenient, so flexible, and this one, it's got 10 degrees of gun depression. It's also not the slowest, 48 kilometers an hour forwards. It has great damage per minute, 2,156. And the only thing that I guess that sucks about this tank is the penetration. Only 130 millimeters of standard pen. The gold pen a lot better at 170. That will work, but it definitely doesn't feel like a tank destroyer within that regard. So maybe one of the reasons why this thing is popular is because it kind of takes one of your slots of your team from being a tank destroyer and kind of makes it more of a medium. However, looking at its hit points, that is definitely not medium-like hit points, and those are not going to go a long way, especially in a matchup like this. I'm going to get two-shot by an M6, for example. The AMX 12T is going to destroy me in a single mag, and artillery, yeah, let's just hope that we're not going to get hit by artillery. And there's even other tier 5 tank destroyers like the Honi 3 on the enemy team, which is a premium one that I think just went into this year's loot boxes. That is going to be absolutely disgusting if that thing manages to hit me with its derp gun. But let's see. Oh, that shell velocity. Oh, I always forget. When I play low-tier tanks, I hardly ever play low-tier tanks. Only time I'm really playing low-tier tanks is when I'm doing pole tanks. And my word, yes, that is some horrible shell velocity. Okay, so on this map, I usually like to be aggressive and go over here, but honestly too slow. I'm looking at my build on this tank, and I'm thinking maybe I should drop out the rotation device for an experimental turbo now. Rotation device so nice on this vehicle because look how bad the turret traverse is. The turret traverse speed is 16 degrees a second. It's like I'm playing an E100. And so a rotation device perfect on this vehicle, not just for turning the turret, but also for reducing the bloom when you're moving so you can more accurately hit. And this thing was such a good rate of fire. We're firing 19 rounds a minute base in this vehicle. We definitely need all the help that we can get. Remember, one of the best things about a rotation device will be its bloom after firing. So this is getting reduced by 10%. And so if your bloom after firing is getting reduced by 10%, that might mean that you're now able to be fully accurate with your shots when you're firing at full speed. So this Cromwell Berlin is definitely cowering behind this rock, as you probably should do in this scenario. I'm thinking if the Churchill 3 is going to come around the corner. I'm not particularly wonderful at camping in this position, but maybe we still managed to not get spotted by all the TDs. I definitely did. That's not good. Oh, there's a Panzer IV Hydrostat at the back. Should we risk it to try and get this guy? Let's see if I'm fully aimed in between my shots. Yeah, just. I could probably drop the rotation device and use an experimental turbo. And man, when this thing gets going, this thing gets going. Oh my word, yeah. That gun, it's very nice. It's even pretty, it's not that accurate actually. It's not horrendous, but it's not accurate at 0.38. I mean, those dispersion values are what's horrible about this vehicle, but an experimental turbo to improve that reverse speed, it could be very nice indeed. I reckon this Churchill's probably going to blind fire me here. Yeah, he's not stupid. He's not stupid. It's a good shot, my Churchill friend. He's blind firing. Maybe I can come back out and get one in between his reloads. Yes, I can. Does he spot me? He's actually so far away from me he can't see me now. I think he'll probably come and try and blind fire me again. He looks like he thinks he's onto a winner. Is he going to blind fire me again? Come on. My camera rating after firing on this vehicle as well is 10? Gosh, I can imagine some people probably end up using a camo net on this tank. 10 after firing? That's kind of really old school camo rating after firing for a tank. Oh no, sorry. I made a mistake. It's 4. That was my moving camo. My moving camo was 10. My camo after firing is 4. It's still not horrendous, but it's definitely not special. But yeah, not too bad. So yeah, just such a comfortable tank. I can totally see why people want to play this at tier 5, you know? Just sit at the back of the map with a turret, look for people who drive out in front of you, and click your button. It's kind of, and at tier 5, right? You do have a lot of silly sausages who love to just drive out in front of you. With the coated optics on this thing as well, 370 meters base view range. It might even get to a stage. I don't think we can get field mods on tier 5, unfortunately. But if we could, and we could get that view range, with a premium consumable, it might even be close to dropping coated optics on this tank. But I still definitely want to be able to spot my opponents. Okay, so this game is ending. I still got 300 hit points. I think it's time to take the fight to the enemy team, but boy, did those guys have some good view range earlier. But you know what, I got 10 base camo on the move, so my camo's not bad. Definitely need a concealment crew on this tank, 100%. I got spotted so early. That's actually really alarming. I'm wondering where the AMX-12T is. I don't think he's in that bush, but yeah, I'm definitely going to have to sit behind this rock now. I think I might have been a little bit overconfident here, considering that, oh my lord, yeah, I am definitely overconfident here, considering that my team is actually winning the south. I should have just held the north, honestly. And if they're low health on the south, I could be in a whole heap of trouble. It's really hard to figure out actually where I'm getting spotted from here. Probably just a bush there, I'd say, with the Cromwell. I don't want to drive back, because then I'll go down to a one-shot if the M6 manages to hit me. But I've also got to try and get safe here. Am I going to get spotted in these bushes? No, I'm not. That's good news. Is the M6 going to blind fire me here? He might think about it. I'm going to knock down a few more of these trees so this bush area becomes more manageable. And that KV-1 is flanking. I just got to hold on for my team. I could get rushed by the Cromwell, but the Cromwell's quite low health. They're all pretty low health right now. I can't go after that KV-1. I think I could probably advance the next area. Oh, man. Look at that. Okay, there's the Cromwell. Big moments, big moments, big moments. Whoa. Big moments, and the gun fails. Nice shot. Whoa, that was a clutch one. And he's down to 1 health. Of course he's down to 1 health. Although I can't really complain because I did kind of high roll that shot. But yeah, big moment there to be able to get rid of that Cromwell. I have no idea how healthy my team are down towards the south. So I'm going to advance. Damn, I have to admit, those gold rounds with that 1,000 meters a second shell velocity, they are so much easier to hit with than AP. Definitely one of the most underrated stats on gold rounds for sniping at fast-moving targets is the shell velocity. It's like that recently I've been playing the Hori 3 because it's going to be nerfed, and I want to try and see if I can pump a little bit of old school statistics on the vehicle before it gets nerfed. But yeah, one of the most underrated statistics has to be shell velocity on your gold rounds. Alright, it's just clean up. Clean up, Isle Baby. Do you think this M6 is going to reverse? He probably will. Will he? He's under fire. He's going to reverse. There's a good lad. Another one for Baby. Yeah, not bad. 3 kills. The combine isn't fantastic, but I think with the way the battle went, I felt like this is what was necessary. So we got a Honi 3 sitting up here. We've only got 10 seconds left, and he spotted me. This could be bad. He knows exactly what I'm up to. You know what? I let the chips fall where they may. If he gets me, he gets me. Maybe I can get an extra 2 shots in before I die. Uh-oh. Well, that's pretty awkward, my dude. Is he still going to get me? He does. Turn, 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 turn. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. M10 RBFM. It's a good start. It's a good start, man. I'll take 1,700 combined and 4 kills. Dude, I can totally see why this is such a played vehicle. I think it is the most played tier 5 tank. And one of the main reasons why it will be so played now is because previously, this vehicle... Oh, yeah, I love it. Look at that. Great stuff. Great stuff. Number 1 on experience. We just did a good job. I'm actually going to boost this because I want to try and get my radio operator a little bit of XP. There we go. Up to 99%. Maybe we can keep boosting and our radio operator can get there. Definitely the only really awkward thing about this tank is the lack of a radio operator on most French tank destroyers. You don't have it on any of the high tier TDs, so if you get this vehicle, it can be very awkward with you're having to like train up a new radio operator. But that will massively improve my camo if I can just breach through to the next area. I wonder how much it would cost if I just did accelerated crew training. How much would it cost? 6,700? Go on then. Go on then, just for today's video. I'll spend that 6,000 free experience. How am I ever going to afford that? Oh, don't do that, by the way, where you accelerate crew training. It's very expensive, and wait for Wargaming to do bonuses. Sometimes they literally make it so that free experience into a crew is worth like 20 times more than it actually is by standard. So, but for 6,000 free experience, just to have that little pump over the threshold can really help. Okay, so worst possible matchup on definitely not the best kind of map, but we're gonna go with it anyway. So let me finish my train of thought. One of the reasons why this thing is so popular is not just because of how sneaky it is, not just because of how flexible it is, not just because of how good it is. And I forgot to use the experimental turbo. I definitely should have used the experimental turbo if I can. But now you can get battle pass progress in tier 5 and tier 4 tanks as well. Up until I believe late last year, or was it this season, you couldn't use tier 4 and tier 5 tanks. I think it was a good change by Wargaming to include tier 4 and tier 5 tanks to at least make people feel like they were still progressing and like valid to play their little low tier tanks. I think tier 4 is a good threshold because tiers 1, 2, and 3, man, imagine if you could farm battle pass points at tiers 1, 2, and 3. That would be very ugly indeed for the kind of seal clubbing that would come in. So yeah, if that tier 6 matchup was a little bit tricky in the previous game, this tier 7 one's going to be incredibly tricky. I'm going to go forwards into a pretty obvious bush. Oh, hello. Got my friend first. Definitely got to be careful here. I could get absolutely splattered. And now I'm playing against tier 7 tanks. Some of them can literally one-shot me. Man, this gun just feels so good, so flexible, so wonderful. Okay, now they got the hill. I really don't think there's value in this position. There's two plays for me now. One is that I can fall back and try and farm the P43. Uh-oh. I might not be farming anyone, let me tell you. If the hill gets me here, I need to quickly get into a bit of cover. The other way of doing this is to go to the back where those TDs are and try to be flexible. The other thing is that I could try and create an angle like here on the map. If I go there, I might be able to provide an extra angle for those TDs as these guys advance through. I think that might actually be the play. I'm a little bit vulnerable to the hill right now, but I think it might be worth it. Try and get into position. I'm going to fall back behind the bush so I don't get spotted through the bush. It's still sketchy with the hill, guys. Still sketchy with the hill. Got a nice shot there. I'm actually going to stay in this position. I think it's actually really nice, this position. A lot of people annoy me very much by going here because it means that they just have an extra angle, right? Because all of the people stereotypically sit back there. And that... Ooh, nice. Here we go. But by having this position, a lot of people don't appreciate it. And you can also shoot anyone who kind of like transitions along here and here as well from this position. So we just gotta try and catch these shots. Definitely gonna sit in the bush to start off with. Then I can see through it. That guy's advancing across there. I could go over there to try and harass him. I feel like my team needs me everywhere right now. I feel like my team needs me everywhere, guys. Do you think he's gonna fall back or push forwards? Did we just lose one of our tier 7 TDs at the back to a T25 too? That's not cool. Maybe I can still get this guy just from here. If I get a clean shot, I'll take it, but I won't fire unless it's a clean shot. I've got to try and make sure my butt is more in cover here. Oh, did I just knock down another tree? That's definitely not sus. Okay, let's fall back behind this bush. I'm actually spotting for my friend at the back. There's one. His engine's knackered. There's two. He can't see me. There's three. He's gone. Let's see if we can get this guy on the side as well. Come on, my dude. He's not a one-shot for me. Another guy as well. Another contender. Miss. Miss. Hit. Come on. It's a shame he's kind of got a bit too close for me now. Very awkward. They know where I am now. Okay. I gotta still keep trying here. Gotta still keep trying. Is the AC-46 going to get him if he comes around there? Probably not. Probably not, he says. I'm amazed at how much gun depression this thing seems to have over its back as well. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just a very solid tank within that regard. Very flexible. This game's looking like a little bit of an ugly one, boys and girls. But I'm happy with the angles that I've created on my opponents. I'm happy with the way that I've played. Has this guy spotted me? He has. Turret turn, turret turn, turret turn. Got him. More kills for Baby. Well, I'm equal kills with the rest of my team so far. I'm really happy that I chose to use this position. I think in this scenario, with this kind of a matchup, I think it was very valid. Uh-oh. Oh no! My last shot of the game. Maybe I can get one more in before I go down. That's it. My goose is cooked. I'm happy with 2,000 combined and 2 kills here. I think I created an angle. I think I did a good job of holding the hill. I mean, I fought against higher tier mediums and TDs. I'm happy. I created an angle. Unfortunately, the enemy team were just better. So well played to them. They deserve to win. Man, this tank is good. I totally see why this is the most popular tier 5 tank in the game. Wow. It's a little hidden gem. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I don't have an M10 RBFM, how can I be able to get my hands on one? Well, I don't know if Wargaming sell it regularly. I don't know if it's inside the French tech tree. Genuinely. I don't know whether you can get it in some kind of Wargaming trading event. Yeah, number 1 on damage, number 1 on XP. I gave it a good go. Is it inside the French tech tree right now? I don't see it here. But if you really like the look of gameplay like this, never fear, because you can get yourself a Wolverine. And a Wolverine is incredibly similar, if not identical pretty much, to this vehicle. So if you really like the look of this, you want to be able to get yourself the Wolverine instead, then you can at least experience M10 RBFM gameplay and see why it is the most popular tier 5 in the game. It's always interesting that when a vehicle is not only popular, but it's also very good. There are some tanks that are popular, like the FV405, that are the worst tank destroyers at their tier, but people love to play them, right? And there are some tank destroyers like this that are the best at their tier, and people love to play them as well. Always interesting as well when you think that Wargaming put in a vehicle like this as a mission marathon. Although, when we take a look at win ratio difference, we also need to remember that if a vehicle hasn't been available for a very long time, one of the reasons why it might be performing so well is because there are no new players playing the vehicle. So that's the only downside to looking at win ratio difference, that if it's kind of like an exclusive tank or a tank that's been in the game for a long time, all of those players have been playing for a long time and there's no new players playing the vehicle. And when that's the case, people are very experienced in that tank. And when people are experienced in that tank, they will play it better. It's one of the reasons why when a new tank comes out in the assembly shop, or if a new tank comes out, that quite often its win ratio difference is a little poor for the first couple of months. You could look at the XM57 as an example of this. When the XM57 came out at Christmas, its win ratio difference wasn't amazing because everyone bought loot boxes and were able to get the vehicle. And some people will not be good tank destroyer players. Some people will not be good assault tank destroyer players, and some people just haven't really learned how to play in the vehicle. So the win ratio difference might be a little bit low. But if you get to the... Once you've had a vehicle in the game for a long time, you'd hope that people know how to play it, right? Hopefully, right? Hopefully, he says. Hopefully. Okay, let's just try and create a line of fire down here and see if we can get an early zing. These guys won't see me, but the AMX clearly might. Well, we've got to really get rid of that light tank early here. He's behind a little cover. Can't really get him there, unfortunately. We've definitely got a gun line here. All of us in the bushes for the ELC. I probably shouldn't be firing behind, but I don't think that these guys are scouts, if you know what I mean. If they were light tanks and they weren't planning on firing, I probably wouldn't. But I think that Excalibur is definitely considering firing here. I'm just going to go for the more guaranteed shot on the Crocodile. I probably could have snuck one in against the KV there instead. Still very cautious about that AMX. Still very cautious about the AMX. Oh my god, am I playing another game where I didn't use the experimental turbo? But I have to admit, this rotation device with the bloom, oh, it just feels lovely. I would use vents on this tank if I could. Unfortunately, it's open top. It's open top. It's ventilated enough, you know? It's a really interesting balancing mechanic that by wargaming, that you can't use vents on open top tanks. I can understand from an actual idea, you know, from a reality perspective. Oh, I got spotted. That's not good. Let's drop off there. Oh, nice. Nashorn just managed to hit my gun. So I can understand from like a reality perspective, but from a game balance perspective, it's just a tremendous disadvantage to not be able to use vents on quite a few vehicles. I get spotted again. That ELC must be doing stuff like that. I guess I just have to drop back like this. There he is. Maybe I can use this tree instead, actually. Oh, he's bleeding. Come on. He's... whoa, I got spotted or blind fired again? I can't believe that. I don't think the VK was the one who was seeing me. Nightmare, boys and girls. Nightmare. Half health by a higher tier TD. Could have been worse, you know? Could have been worse. Could have been a bigger TD. But yeah, this position, I think, one of the only ones that I'm actually legitimately going to be able to use here. With a tank like this, it is a rapid fire TD. Is that Honey 3 spottable? Dang, I really wish my team had got rid of that AMX. If my team had got rid of that AMX, I could have really been able to start going for this. Okay, so it looks like the enemies are going to win this position. I think what I'm going to do is knock down this tree. Oh my god, I got spotted. That's a disaster. Oh, I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. Am I dead? Let's run. Okay, so what I was going to do was knock down that tree and try and use that position. But, yeah, it's just not possible. I was too late. I got spotted. That guy trying to shoot me. A little bit of a brake check on him. Not today, Leffe. Let's get back into the dip. And try and get shooting. Nightmare. But this could end up being quite fun for this tank in this kind of a position, especially with these bushes here, I expect. Oh, that AMX ELC, dude. Here we go, Crocodile. You want some? Oh. I'll give it to you guys. No, I lost my Excalibur. Oh, come on, why won't you die? Gotta watch out for the artillery right now. Gotta watch out for the artillery right now. I've got to try and spot these guys as they're advancing towards me as well. If I can't spot these guys, then my team are going to get absolutely farmed in a second. Oh, my artillery's not hitting him. If I go slightly over, I might be able to use this bush to shoot him without getting spotted. One. No. Gotta shoot him in the turret here. What? I got spotted again. Oh. The little M10 that could. Come on, little M10 that could. I need more gold. I gotta run out of gold rounds. It's gonna be horrendous. Okay, that guy's already used his, the little M10 that could, guys. The little M10 that could. Oh. That must be a blind fire. That's a blind fire. Well played, dude. Crocodile's blind fired me. I gotta hit this guy in the weak point and pray. Bring him down, Legolas! Somebody kill him, thank you, Richard! Oh, my lord. Okay, it's just the ELC. No, no. No! No! Not like this! No! No, guys, this could have been so epic. I was spotting everyone and the Leffe's the one who gets me. Not like this. Oh, God. Is this a real taste of what Tier 5 is like? Of course, I can't get through a game without dying. I can't get through a tier 5 playing session without dying to a Lefe. Well done to the ELC. Did a good job. Got some good vision. Stopped me from being able to take this one down. Oh, man. I feel like I was absolutely robbed here, boys and girls. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that is going to be it for today. That is the most popular tier 5 tank. Tier 5 tank, the M10 RBFM, and I can totally see why. However, I just wish there was something that didn't exist at tier 5, and maybe this kind of vehicle would be a lot more enjoyable. Goodness gracious. Fun games, though. Anyway, that was me playing live for YouTube. Unable to cherry pick the games. Hopefully you enjoyed. Got to see a few good rounds. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, as I will be playing tier 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 over the next coming weeks. Anyway, and also, if you're watching this video as it's released on Wednesday, I'm going live all day on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby with the final new drops tokens. So let me clarify. Your tokens will disappear after you've claimed them today. Well, you'll have a little bit of a time, I think, until kind of like, I think it's April the 11th as far as I can remember. But spend your tokens. Come and claim them today and get yourself the Dicamax or get yourself the SU85i or spend them on all of the consumables, premium consumables you can get, premium time, all of this, all of that. If you've watched my stream and if you've claimed any tokens, use them, use them, use them, use them, use them. They won't roll over for the next season. But I almost feel like I have to clarify. Battle Pass tokens, you haven't got those from Twitch drops. They will roll over for the next season, so don't feel like you have to spend them if you want to get yourself the new auto-reloading Soviet heavy tank. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully I'll see you all live, and as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.